Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will try to cover what is a view browser and how to find the relevant CDS views in the view browser. So in ECC, we have a transaction called SC11. So when we click on the option database table and provide the relevant table that we need it and click on display, we could be able to see the structure of the table, like what's the fields available in the table, the data type and length of each field, and the short description of that particular field. Similarly, as I mentioned, in S4 HANA Public Cloud, everything, each transaction is equal to the each query app. So we will be navigating to this data structure similarly in the S4 HANA through an app called View Browser. So the app looks like this. The view browser browse views. So when we click on that particular app, it will navigate to the details of that particular app. So here we will be having all the standard data structures that are either released or not released for key user or developer extensibility by SAP. Now let's see. Let's consider an example. In S4 or ECC, generally for the sales order header information in ECC we have a table called VBAK. Whereas in S4 we cannot find the technical names with the same VBAK. So based on the description of that particular database table in the ECC, I am trying to search here sales order header information, right? I'm trying to search with the word sales order. Here, if you see, we could be able to see so many CDS views. One doesn't have any prefixes. Some has the prefixes as A underscore, whereas others has the prefixes with C underscore or I underscore. So first we will understand what are all these prefixes and what type of CDS views were there. So, CDS view is nothing but a virtual view that helps to read the data from the database table. As we all know, table is nothing but a physical storage of data in the database. Whereas view is nothing but a virtual data that doesn't store anywhere but will fetch the data from the table and display it in the user friendly format. That's the reason the CDS views are mainly used in the Fairy apps, reports, APIs, extensions, analytics. Uh, it's like any Fairy app to be, the data needs to be sent to any Fairy app, it will be sent through the CDS views. Okay. The naming convention of the CDS view starts with first two characters will be the prefix, followed by the semantic name relevant to the business, followed by the suffix, which is optional, and the version of that particular CDS view. So now let's understand what types of CDS view and what is this prefix. So we have a view CDS view which covers view entity, interface view or root view entity, or consumption view. So what is this interface view? Interface view is nothing but reading the data from the database table and sending the data that was fetched from the database table to the to display it in the SAP Fiori app. So, as I mentioned, now we will discuss the types of CDS view. The first one is the view. The main purpose of the view is to read the data. It has two types, interface view and the consumption view. The main purpose of the interface view is to read the data from the database table, whereas consumption view is mainly used for the Fiori apps to display the final structure that need to be appear in the Fiori app. So let's consider the example. So in this screen, if you see, there are so many columns: project profile, priority, process status, plan start, plan finish, project type, project currents. So The data for these fields will be fetched from the database tables through the interface view, whereas consumption view is used to display this data, to display all the relevant columns that need to be seen in the app. Projection view. Projection view is nothing but uh, consider an example where we have a standard CDS view, but as the standard CDS view will have more number of fields, but I want only the few fields to be displayed in the screen level of the Fieri app. Or the two fields need to be used in the other CDS views. In that case, we will use the projection view. Even for projection view, the prefix starts either with I underscore or C underscore. View extend. The main purpose of view extend is to add a column in the standard CDS view. Its main purpose is mainly for the extension. So the prefix for it starts with X underscore. Table function. Table function is nothing but the AMDP where we cannot achieve to fetch the data in a simple CDS view where we need multiple recurring loops that need to be happened to perform the action and then display the CDS view. The best example for this we can consider is the bill of material app. Generally, for the BOM, we will be having a multi-level hierarchies. If we want to display all hierarchies into a single screen, then this table function will help. So because as per today, there is no CDS view that is released by the SAP to fetch all the hierarchies of the bill of material. So whenever we use normal CDS views like view, it will only fetch the first level of hierarchy, but it doesn't fetch the all levels of hierarchy. In detail, we will go when we are working on the CDS views. Abstract CDS views. Abstract CDS views is nothing but a structure that will be created that doesn't have any database table behind. Mainly, this is used for the wrap objects. The prefix starts with D underscore. Abstract entity extend is used for the wrap extensions generally to add the custom fields for the existing abstract entity. Hierarchy. Hierarchy is like, for example, uh, consider we have a sales order header and a sales order item. It's like a parent child information. If we want to display the data as a summary of sales order header, consider, and in the child we need to display like whenever the user clicks on particular thing, it should display as a tree structure. The best example for this is I'm just typing the T codes that we'll be using in the ECC because suddenly in the as search button it will navigate to the relevant app if we won't remember the name of the app. So in this case, I'm trying to There's only one item. Sorry. Generally, it's like consider this as a header information. Okay. So whenever we click a drop down, there will be an arrow mark. Whenever we click a drop down, and items relevant to this header information will be seen. So for this format, the hierarchy view is used. It is like building the relationship between the parent and child. There is no specific prefix for this. Custom entity. Custom entity is nothing but a CDS view similar to the abstract entity where it doesn't have any database table, but this entity is used in the runtime. This is mainly used whenever, as a third party system, we are trying to access the SAP system. Through we could be able to return the data through this custom entity. There is no specific prefix for this. All these were custom related CDS view. Now let's consider the SAP CDS views that were restricted for the like it's like users could not be able to use these CDS views. SAP restricted reuse view. This is mainly for SAP internal reuse view where every CDS view starts with R underscore, but we cannot even use this CDS view to display the data at least directly in the app level. Private view. Private view is nothing but the internal help view. Like in the CDS view, if you want to add any F4 help that doesn't be seen public through then in this way the private view is used. The prefix for it is start with P underscore. Remote API view is released by the SCP where whenever we want to fetch the data need to be sent or received through an external integrations like BTP or CPI. It starts with A underscore. It's like as a third party system, if you want to fetch the data from the SAP. SAP had already released some built-in views. But if you want to create a custom one, then we can go with the custom entity. Extension include is nothing but for the standard one if they want to add any enhancement fields for the already released CDS views. It starts with E underscore. Derivation function is like to provide the default values or derive the logic that is sent as a default value to the business object. The business object in S4 HANA is nothing but the BAPI in ECC. You can consider in this way. It starts with F underscore. I'm just trying to give you an example like the difference between the extension include and the view extent. For example, let's consider you have created a custom field in the standard table like sales order header, nothing but VBAK. So whenever we add the custom field through a Fiori app, automatically system tries to implement to add this custom field in the relevant CDS views APIs. So all these mechanism is handled by the SAP. So it starts with E underscore. But if we didn't enable it in the screen level of the custom field, but if we want to add it explicitly through a CD report or through Eclipse, we will be using this extend view CDS view. Through the consumption view, we could be able to see in the screen level that custom field. I hope it's clear. And now let's consider the suffix. There are multiple suffixes. The query suffix, cube, text, TP, VH or standard VH. Query is nothing but, consider an example like you want to analyze the sales information in your system. So, to measure that, we need a sales amount, quantity, discount, and the profit. Along with that, these were the main criteria for measuring it. But to filter it, or we need the other dimensions like for which customer, product, region, sales, or month and year, for which year. All these information also we need to analyze, right? All these need to be fetched through a queries. SAP has released a query, nothing but a reporting. Whereas cube is nothing but utilizing this query, we could be able to filter or display the data as per our needs. In the above example, consider if we want to show the sales only for a particular region, or if I want to show the profit for a particular product, or based on a customer, or I want to see the sales or the profit for a particular month. All this information could be able to see through the cube. Text is nothing but, generally we in ECC we have some tables that provides the language dependent text like T008. Uh, it will be having the language dependent text. TP is nothing but, the word TP ending with TP means it's a transaction processing view. Now consider sales order information is a transactional view, or pro- production data, bill of material data. All these are transaction related information that will be updated in the tables or the views. That's the reason, to identify that easily it ends with TP. VH or SDVH is nothing but a value helps that were created for a particular field, like a sales document. Whenever we click on F4, we could be able to see all the information. All these could be able to see in here. So in this way, the CDS view we could be able to filter out. Now, in this example, consider we want to read only the data from the table. That's the reason we are searching with I underscore sales order. If you see here, I underscore sales order, there is bomb header, there is bomb item, but I need only the sales order header information. As I told, transactional related will end with TP. So I'm trying to search with the word TP, but I could see it's not relevant. Now, if you see here, I underscore sales order, it is released for both key user extensibility and cloud developer ex- release extensibility. It means developer extensibility could be able to write, we could be able to use this CDS view in the Eclipse logic. So whenever we click on this particular CDS view, we could be able to see the columns that were used for this CDS view, the data element of it, the description of that field, the data type, length of the particular CDS views. All these information will be seen here. And the technical settings, like what is the data class, what is the size category of that, what is the authorization for this, like which users has authorization, should have authorization. All this information is handled through these annotations. If you see here, the SQL view name of this particular CDS view, the end user could be able to see it as an sales order. The view type is a basic view, nothing but it's a simple view. Uh, Authorization check is available. The data class, it's a transactional data. The size category is L. So in this way, all the relevant information is seen here. So it's like SC11 transaction in ECC. So I hope it's clear now. In next video, I will try to cover customer data browser and how to create a custom field in a standard table. Please subscribe. See you all. Bye.